Hi, my name is Liz Hathway and this is my astrological look at the week ahead. That's the week starting Monday, 15th October 2018. Monday we have Mercury conjunct Venus in Scorpio, and really in a way it is all about communication at the moment. The intensity of communication, the depth of communication, and also the difficulty in a way in getting our message across. Part of the problem, I think, is that we've only got half the picture. The planets at the moment are all situated within a orb of 180 degrees. So that is a bowl. That's a perfect half circle in a way. But that means that there's 180 degrees of the zodiac that's unoccupied, and there's a whole world out there, you could say, that we are for whatever reason unable to see at the moment. And this I'm talking very much in terms of symbolism, symbolically in terms of archetypes. We're only somehow getting half of the picture. We're not seeing the whole thing, and we only have to look in the collective really to see this crisis in the communication. We've had Mercury, of course, is the natural ruler of all messengers, journalists, and people who comment. Commentators are very mercurial in nature. And of course, we had under the Pluto station the disappearance of the Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi, and it's still not clear what's happened to him. His fate is very undecided, though I have to say it does not look good. So that's one thing. Then we've got the whole kind of crisis in the tunnel, the term being used now for the point Britain, so UK, has reached in its negotiations with Europe, or in the tunnel phase. It's very Pluto-Saturn, isn't it, when you start using words like that? Very Capricorn, the deep earth. But again, there's this crisis around the fine details of agreements, the letter of the law, how we interpret things, how the DUP interpret things like the backstop, the wording. This is all very intense at the moment in the collective, but also in our own lives. So this Mercury-Venus conjunction today in Scorpio, I think is a good moment for me as well to bring that really to attention, because I think the communication, the Scorpio message, very life or death. It feels very urgent. It's always now or never. Scorpio, the nuance is out of it. It's now's the time. There's that sense of crisis, and it has to happen. And this carries into Tuesday, where we have the moon in Capricorn, the sun-moon square. So there's authority, a challenge to authority here. These two very powerful planets are sort of at loggerheads with each other, male, female, conscious, unconscious. And again, the backdrop of this, because Venus is the ruler of Libra, and Venus is in Scorpio retrograde at the moment. So we're going to sort of fast forward now into Friday, because I think this Mercury theme is running through the week. Because what we see on Friday, for example, we have Mercury trine Neptune. So you could say this is a rousing message. Neptune relates very much to the masses. It's also about the psyche. So this message is touching the psyche in a way, or the psyche of the masses. It's a sort of propaganda aspect par excellence. But it's also, from a more general perspective, of course, this can be soothing words that lull you maybe as well into a false sense of security, or, sort of very much about this shared emotional content. It can show a lot of empathy, Mercury trine Neptune. And this, as well, as I say, it's this ability to move or sway public opinion as well, which is very Neptunian. But it's also in general about, messengers that travel by water or travel by sea, or vessels, waves. This watery sort of underflow is there with Mercury trine Neptune. And on the same day that we have you know, this lovely, or potentially, it has two sides. Everything has two sides. I say it's also very good for propaganda, Mercury trine Neptune. But then we have in the afternoon, on the same day, on Friday, Mercury square Mars. Mars is in Aquarius at the moment, you know, so this can be quite ideological, have an ideological edge or colour to it. You know, Mercury square in Mars is sort of cut in feel, cut through, hate mail, you know, horrible messages, nasty, kind of a nasty sort of edge to it. I say sort of, yeah, it has a sharpness to it, you know, words as weapons, we could say. And then we come into the weekend and we have the moon in Pisces. Pisces moon, salve on the wounds, you know, sort of soothe the collective, soothe things out, you know. And Sunday we see the moon conjunct Neptune, which in a way as well can be an element of sort of abandonment, letting go of things, immersing ourselves in something, a message or, you know, concert even, because we have Mercury trine the moon as well on Sunday. So this is an interesting week here, where there's this sense of not having the whole picture and being influenced by messages, by thoughts, so there's a need, you could say as well, to, with Scorpio as well, to stay with your own essence, to listen to your own movement within, you know, what's happening inside you, and to be very aware yourself of messages that touch or trigger you, and ask yourself, if you feel this happening to you, what's being triggered here? What do I feel? What do I think about this? How do I feel? Okay, wishing you a great week. It's still Libra time, so we're still searching for balance. But as I say, this idea that we haven't got all the facts, and combination with Venus retrograde as well, she's going to be coming back, revisiting these degrees later on this year. So we're not there yet. Okay, thanks for listening. Bye.